Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to this 19th module of Fundamental of Internet of Things. In lecture 17, we talked about RFID. In this lecture, we'll be talking slightly in detail about, we'll be revising RFID working principle, and we putting a flashback on what we discussed in lecture 17, and we'll be seeing what basically are the basic components of RFID block diagram, what is basically inside RFID reader, and how the reader it transmits as well as receives and decodes the signal. So we'll be talking about RFID. So RFID, as we all know that RFID stands for radio frequency identification. As the name radio frequency itself defines that the operation of this device is basically based on radio frequency signals. Now this in lecture 17, when we talked about RFID, we talked about that RFID system basically consists of uh, it consists of RFID reader, then RFID tag. It basically consists of RFID reader and tag which is normally used for identification and tracking of the objects. Now before we go on discussing further about RFID, lot of people they ask about that when for these kind of applications, a lot of other technologies like let's say barcode and all is there. So what is the advantage of using upgrading to RFID technologies? See, barcode, the best advantage that RFID provides, that for barcode, when you go for a shopping or in your library, they scan the barcode and deliver you the book or whatever you are purchasing. But when we talk about RFID, line of sight, LOS is not required, whereas barcode is dependent of line of sight. To identify any object, you have to scan its barcode, and for a scanner, barcode should be present in front of the scanner. This is not the case with the RFID technology. RFID also gives you the unique identification number of all the products, but the advantage is that unlike your barcode systems, line of sight, this system can detect the RFID tag within its range or within its proximity, or within, depending upon which RFID, UHF, LHF are you using. So it will detect the object without it actually coming in its proximity, or line of sight is no required. That means it further reduces human intervention in library. If you have to get the book, you need to have librarian present to scan the barcode, but that is not the case with the RFID. So human intervention can be avoided. That is why RFID is something which is these days widely used in logistics. Also RFID attendance systems and etc are very popular nowadays. Now I hope many of us remember that how does the RFID basically operate. So first let us see what the block diagram of the RFID has to say. As we know that RFID operates on the principle of electromagnetic waves. The system consists of RFID and RFID tag. The tag is normally small and portable with very less electronics in it. We'll talk about tags a little bit later, but if we want to see a simple RFID system, here on the screen you can see a basic block diagram of simple RFID system, So basically we all, then last lecture we talked about it generates an electromagnetic wave. To generate a wave, we need to have a oscillator. To generate a wave, we need to have a oscillator. So basically we know that RFID reader stays on all the time and is normally, powered from the external power source, or it is battery assisted. So whenever the RFID is on, basically what takes place inside the oscillator, there is a oscillator present in it. There is a oscillator present in it which generates a signal, with a desired frequency, depending upon which range of application we are talking about. So oscillator this oscillator keeps on uh, generating a signal. Depending upon the frequency of the signal, depends upon which frequency range or which application we are talking about. Now this signal is of, what do you call as the strength of this signal. The strength of signal which is produced by this oscillator is less. So signal is less. So if if a signal with a less strength is transmitted, it will decay exponentially. We will be talking about this, but signal decays with the power of d to the power of 2. It rather we should say that d to the power n, depending upon medium. 2 is a path loss exponent. 2 is a past loss exponent. It is 2, 1, 4, depending upon medium we are talking about. We will be covering this later on if this is in our syllabus. So we should know that if the signal with the strength, this kind of strength, is transmitted in air, it will decay in some centimeters. So for this signal to propagate up to a greater distance, we need to have a modulator. Now what does this modulator do? What is the role of the modulator? Modulator is nothing. It simply modulates your signal on a high frequency carrier wave. If we see what basically a modulator is, then this suppose is your this suppose is your signal. It modulates it, or it, let's see it properly. Let's say this is my signal. The frequency of the signal and the strength of the signal is quite low, and let's say this is my very high frequency carrier wave which is produced by a different oscillator. And if we are talking about amplitude modulation, then what this modulator will do, this will modulate our signal onto this high frequency wave, and output would be something like this. This is basically an envelope of our original signal which is retained, and this is your carrier wave. So what modulator is doing, it is keeping this same envelope, it is modulating a low frequency, it is changing the amplitude, of high frequency wave in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of my signal. So in this way, this signal is modulated on a high frequency wave so that it can travel to a greater distance. Now this modulation is amplitude modulation is there, then frequency modulation and phase modulation is also there. So this is details of communication. So let's see if we come across them, then we'll be discussing them. So coming back to this, so once this signal is modulator, it is further amplified with the help of amplifier. It is further amplified with the help of amplifier, and this amplified signal via antenna is transmitted. So this amplified signal via this antenna is transmitted, you know, and it is transmitted in all the directions. It is transmitted whenever it comes in presence of any tag. Whenever it detects any tag, it powers up. We talked about this, we'll be talking about again in a little while. So it powers up the tag and requires the, you know, generate the EPC. Once that tag, let's talk about this first. So I copied that diagram, there it is. So now this, once that signal is amplified, it basically is transmitted, propagated, and once it comes in what you call as in contact with the tag, the coil of the tag, it gets energized and it powers up. I told you that a tag consists of a capacitor which stores that electromagnetic energy harvesting wala concept I told you that day. So this powers up the tag, and basically that day we talked about that this tag has this chip, and once this energy, then this, you know, energizes it, and a sort of VCC and GND is produced. And once this is energized, the EPC is stored in this chip of the tag. It transmit it back onto the forward signal, and this way of transmitting the tags information, tags EPC back to the RFID reader is known as backscatter, and how does it do it? It simply changes the impedance of the signal. Like for high impedance signal, let's say for 1, it switches it on, and for low impedance signal, let's say 0, it switches it off. So this way, whatever, let's say 1 1 0 0 1 1, so what it will do, it will keep it switched for two duration, it will keep it on. For entire next 2 cycles it will keep it off. For next 2 duration it will keep it on. For again, if there is 0 0 0, next 3 duration it will keep it 0. This way it transmits by switching on and off, changing the impedance via this load. It transfer its information by the process of backscatter to the RFID reader, Now once this information is back to the reader, what basically happens is, this information is received by the antenna of the reader. The signal is quite weak, so it is again amplified. Once it is amplified, it is sent to the demodulator to demodulate it. Now demodulate is demodulation. Now demodulation is a signal of recovering the process of recovering the signal, recovering the original signal with the help of the modulated wave. Simply, you know, envelope detector, a diode can be used. This is a very simple form of demodulator. Diode, I hope you remember, whenever it is positively charged, is half wave rectifier. If you remember, it is the wave for half wave rectifier. It switches on for 1 cycle, and it switches off. Whereas for full wave rectifier, it gives you the complete AC with very minimal DC component. So this diode is implemented, and it basically what it does is, it detects the envelope, it detects the changes of the envelope, and basically we get this wave, which is very similar to our original signal. So a lot of other engineering and communication, filtering, a lot of other processes are to be done, but this is obviously at this point of time you should you should understand this much only. Once we come across this, then we'll be discussing this in further more detail. So here, where has it gone? So this demodulator is basically a envelope detector which detects the envelope, and further sends this information to decoder, and from decoder it is sent for further processing to the microcontroller. Now again, if we have to see that working, if someone says that what is the working principle, then we need to say that reader is continuously on and propagates the electromagnetic waves, and in obviously in all the direction. So it generates a signal with a desired frequency, and as the signal strength is quite less, so it has to be modulated and what you call as amplified, so that it can propagate to a longer distance. Now once this is amplified, the antenna, it converts this electrical signal into a electromagnetic signal. Antenna converts this electrical signal is into a electromagnetic signal, and that is propagated. Now whenever RFID signal is present everywhere. Now whenever any tag comes its proximity, it charges up the tag through the coil present in the tag, which basically converts the RF signal back into the electrical signal. This electrical signal charges up the tag, then this converted signal alone is sufficient to power up this microchip which is present inside the tag. Once it gets powered up, its first thing what it does is, its first role is to transmit back the unique ID EPC which is stored in it. The same way signal come in, it is sent out through a same coil into the air, and it reaches the reader through the back what you call as back scatter. Now as we have already discussed earlier, RFID reader has also a transceiver in it. So this transceiver's job is to receive the signal, convert, amplify it, demodulate it, and decode it, and for further processing it is sent to the what you call as microcontroller. So it is further for processing, it is sent to the microcontroller. Now once the signal is analyzed and then the action is taken, or the actuator signal or the feedback is generated depending upon what application you have employed this RFID into. So that's all for this module. We will be meeting again shortly with more insight on RFID. Thank you. Have a good day.